Hey everybody, it's Jochen Hayden, and I'm back with the DesertWolf versus Wirraway War in the Pacific campaign. This is the scenario 1 with stacking limits, and we're now on the 15th of November, 1942. Let's hope that the Allies are done with their sabbatical and flight today. Okay, here we go. We're back with DesertWolf's campaign. This is November 15th. As you may recall from the previous turn, it was pretty quiet, so we'll have to see what happens on this one. No idea. Okay, just some coast watchers here at night reporting various ships in port. Oh, okay. Japanese sub I-21 intercepted by the ISIS to the west of Aurora. So we've been seeing these subs kind of operating here. Ooh, is that a hit? No, it wasn't a hit. We've been seeing these subs operating here for the past few days, and it's quite clear that they're being intercepted by both the... Oh, there's a hit. They're being intercepted by these... Ooh, wow. By these British destroyers, in addition to being spotted by aircraft during the day. So I'm not quite sure what Wirraway's intentions are with keeping these subs here, but if I were him, I'd move these guys way north because they're just pin cushions for depth charges right now. That's another hit. Man, still going for it. There's another hit. Man, I can't believe it. This ISIS just carries an endless supply of these depth charges. There, 3 hits. It doesn't say heavy damage or fires or anything, but it's 3 hits nonetheless. Okay, no night bombing tonight, but Moonlight's too low for it, per their in-game rules. Okay, we're back with the Coast Watchers during the AM time. Get some daylight. Let's see if we have any naval combat here. Oh. Oh, yeah. Man, Dutch subs, once again. That was nice. Alright, so K-15 gets a torpedo or two into a Japanese AK. These little patrol boats are not that effective at stopping the submarines, so they don't have a lot of weapons on board. They don't carry a lot of ammo for those weapons. There you go. Easy. So this... what is this? So whatever this was, the Ryuzen Maru was carrying troops. Who knows where they were going to or for what purpose, but one torpedo on fire, heavy damage. I would not be surprised if it sank, but there's definitely troops aboard. We'll keep a listen for our favorite sound, the sinking sound. Okay, a lot of sightings right now. That's what I was talking about. Those subs out there are kind of just sitting ducks. They need to move. Okay, sweep over Lanchow. You can bet they'll be bombing there today, but heavy rain in the Hex will make it harder for them. Okay, got a sweep over Tanguy, but I'm pretty sure that Wirraway's pulled out whatever aircraft are still able to fly. He won't take that fight anymore. Big Betty raid coming in. Despite the amount of aircraft, the damage wasn't too bad. The heavy rain being helpful here for the Allies. But a lot of units were touched, so it adds to their disruption. Okay, more Bettys coming in. Makes it 100 total so far. Oh, all right. Leftover sweep fragments coming in. Oh, my favorite, the Sonias. Come on in and drop your bricks. There you go. There's your hits. Oh yeah. These are for the bombers that have been eradicating Japanese aircraft. So you're gonna see aircraft hit and damaged or destroyed here because those are the ones that are already damaged and can't fly. So I'm not gonna sit here like I did in the last video or last couple videos and count each hit. Let's get to the point. But there's gonna be more Japanese losses here. Oh man. Poor Wirraway. More aircraft lost for nothing. And the base is trash too. You can bet there'll be more of that coming in. There it is. These are the guys at Alito up here. They're the ones that hit Sion a few days ago, and now they're hitting Tanguy. They've been highly reliable. Except for the other day when they didn't fly. Okay, more Todgers destroyed. Golly, there's more coming in. I don't think there's any aircraft left for them to hit at this point. Ooh! Oh, this will be fun. Okay. So, we have a big Liberator raid coming in to hit Nauru, but there's a lot of cap up today. So, I don't know how this is going to go. Let's see. If I were a betting man, I'd say that bombers get through pretty much okay, because this game really heavily favors the American 4-engine bombers. It's almost impossible for the... Look at this. It's like impossible for the fighters to do anything to them. I don't like that at all. I wish that and here I play Allies, right? I wish that the 4-engine bombers were a little more vulnerable to these Japanese fighters, because it seems like they can just fly through anything. You know, and I get it. Maybe that's the reality, but you got to make this competitive too, or else the Japanese just get ramrodded by these 4-engine bombers, and they never can recover from it. I would say right now, it's going pretty well for the Liberators. Oh, okay, I spoke too soon. One just got shot down. Man. I keep seeing these critical hits. Well, dang it, there's another one. Okay, let's see what happens here. So, ooh. Well, maybe I want to watch a little bit more. Losing engine pressure. What kind of pressure would that be? What kind of pressure is engine pressure? Man, they're gonna run out of fighters here pretty soon. Okay, we get some reinforcements coming up here. Okay, let's go ahead and find out how this ends up. My guess is the bulk of the B-24s are going to get through and destroy a lot of aircraft on the ground. Let's go. Yep, look at that. They only lost 7 getting in there. That's not good for... Yep. This is not going to be good for Wirraway, man. I don't like this. He actually tried to defend this island this time and still could not. There's nothing you can do as the Japanese when these kind of raids come in. Look at this. It's going to be utter devastation. All right, let's find out. It's not good. It's not good. Look at this. Look at all these aircraft destroyed on the ground. Look at this. 16 Nicks destroyed on the ground. That's some bullcrap. I hate that. That's another gripe. So I've got 2 gripes with this game so far. 1, the retreat mechanics where your guys just evaporate and die when they retreat from a hex. And 2, these American 400 bombers are just too powerful against the Japanese aircraft. And this, look what happened here. You really can't fault Wirraway this time. He put up 75 fighters in cap. And despite it, this is all we did. And all these aircraft were destroyed on the ground despite it. It's jacked up. Look at this. This is jacked up. All right, let's see how this goes. I think these guys will even get through. Yeah, they still get through. It's unbelievable. Now they're going to cause more destroyed aircraft on the ground. Ugh. Look at that. And more pain and suffering at Tangi. More aircraft destroyed on the ground. The death toll continues to rise. Jeez, it just never stops. Some Warhawks coming in. And some more stragglers from the earlier days stuff. So there's your AM phase. That was pretty devastating for the Japanese, despite earnest efforts to defend themselves. Yep, there's those subs being spotted again. Rangoon air mission, huh? Looks like DesertWolf was trying to hit Rangoon for some reason. We'll look at that. We'll look and see what the orders were. Okay, got another sweep over Lanchow. Kind of uncoordinated because it's a little late for that now. Dang, Allied aircraft are all the way to Quadra Lane now spotting stuff. All right, there's your air phase. Very unfortunate for Wirraway at Nauru. I honestly feel bad for him there. Tungi was something else. That was a tactical mistake he made. I don't think he did anything wrong at Nauru, but despite it, he got hammered there because you can't stop American 4-engine bombers, really. It's just no way. Not that I've seen anyway. Let's see what happens on the land combat. Okay, a bombardment attack at Lanchow. I don't agree with this. He needs to attack, attack, attack. Look how weak these units are. Wirraway, come on, my dude. Don't be scared. Look how damaged these units are. You need to push the attack. Ugh. He's so, like, defensive-minded. I don't get it. Yeah, he needs to take advantage of this while he can. Okay, another bombardment attack here, but look at the numbers he's got. Like, why bother? There's no way breaking through with a single division there. Heck, he better be careful because the Chinese might be able to counterattack him. If I were him, I'd be a little concerned here because that's a lot of force to stack against one division. All right, and a bombardment attack here again. Very inconsequential. Okay, got some bases building up. Some of those look like a points grab, honestly. All right, let's see what we get for reinforcements. These look like transfers. These units are just transferring to Calcutta. Okay, new unit at LA. New unit at San Diego. These guys aren't coming in. There's your turn. Let's analyze it. Okay, so we got to witness another Allied bombing slaughter of the Japanese, but honestly, this time I don't think you can blame Wirraway too much for this. Let's take a look at the numbers. Aircraft losses today, another terrible day for the Japanese. 14 losses for the Allies, 63 for the Japanese. As you can see, the Knicks take a pummeling again. Now, some of these were lost on the ground at Tungi, and we kind of expected that to continue. But a lot of these were lost at Nauru as well. The Allies lost 14 Liberators. 11 were shot down, and 3 didn't make it back or were damaged beyond repair when they landed. The Japanese lose a lot of recon planes, some Tojos on the ground, more Zeros on the ground. A lot of aircraft lost on the ground today. Just it's crazy. Looking at the top pilots, the Allies are missing a total of 5 pilots. So 3 are missing in action, 2 are killed, 5 are wounded. Army lost points for this turn. Barely changed at all. There wasn't a substantial amount of ground combat, just some bombardments. Maybe a couple points either side. Now, for ship sunk, we have some movement here. According to this, this is saying that the I-21 sank. this last turn. I personally don't believe this. We saw it get hit by the ISIS and take damage, and then we saw a PVY-5 engage it, but it didn't report it as hit. But this is showing a 500-pound bomb finished it off, and that would have had to have come from a PVY on patrol. We didn't see that, and I looked at the operations report, and I didn't see it either. So I don't believe this. I do believe that the I-21 is still afloat. And if you look down here, there are 3 subs spotted, not 2. So I believe one of these to be the I-21. So it says it. I don't buy it. I'm sure we'll see later on that it was not actually sunk. So for the turn, the Allies gained an additional 51 points, bringing the Japanese win ratio down further to 1.597. So continuing downward trend for the Japanese here. I reviewed the combat report and didn't see anything abnormal that we didn't already watch during the replay. For SIGINT, one thing I thought was kind of interesting here was that I see... where's it at? I thought I saw Babel. Okay, radio transmissions at Babel twice. Normally, when you have 2 consecutive radio calls in a single turn, you get some pretty decent intel. But when I mouse over Babel Doab here, Babel something, Babel, it shows no detection level, which is a little interesting. I'm not quite sure why that is. Well, normally when you have a base that has SIGINT mentions of radio transmissions, it would show a detection level. And with 2 radio things, we'd see some information about aircraft, troops, ships, how many ships in port, etc. So I don't really know what's going on with that. Okay, ops report. I went through this. Nothing really crazy here. A couple of things I did think were interesting was that the battleship Washington is now available in Los Angeles, which is kind of cool. Let's take a look at that real quick. Where's it at? There we go. The Washington. This is a no-joke big deal North Carolina class battleship. It looks like it was just in for an upgrade because I don't see any of its 50 cal machine guns or the 1.1 inch, the Chicago pianos. Those seem to be gone. So I think this was just getting refit, and I'll be very interested to see where this goes next. The last thing I thought was kind of cool on the ops report was this. The Bomber Command TOE was upgraded to subordinate air HQ at Tarawa. So let's take a look at that real quick. Let's go over to Tarawa. And there is a Bomber Command here. And while the name of the unit stays the same, its TOE changes. So I don't know what the previous one had. I think it perhaps just increased the amount of aviation support that this thing got, because I don't. It had 50 before. I suppose it goes up to 90 with this TOE. So that's probably what that upgrade is. But if somebody knows better, please let me know. Okay, so let's talk about the turn. So not much to report in China. One thing that I think, okay, Wirraway needs to be more aggressive. Yeah, I know at this phase of the war, Japan's on the back foot, but he's not on the back foot in China, at least not entirely. He's captured a lot of bases and he's made a lot of progress despite these stacking limits. But he's got an amazing opportunity here to be very aggressive at Lanchow and capture another base worth a lot of points. It's a big point swing. I don't know why he's being so timid here. He took less casualties on the attack. I think if he kept attacking, he could wear these guys down a lot. And he's not doing it. See, the base has got some damage. They got no supply. The troops are just battered. Look at this. Look at these numbers of disruption from the bombing raids. No supply. He needs to attack. Attack already. But look what it appears that he's swapping out units. So now we have to wait for him to do that again. If he just kept pressing this attack, he'd get the fort level down. He'd start really doing damage here. And now look at it. We've got Desert Wolf moving more troops in here. In reserve mode, no less. I guess they're allowed to do that in this one. Yeah, I can't do that in my campaigns. They don't let me, but he's going to get more troops in here soon, and he's wasting time. Wirraway, if you're hearing me, attack more on Lanchow. I'll tell you where you don't want to attack, though. Don't attack down here. In fact, I think Wirraway needs to be a little careful with his bombardments, because all he's doing is just kind of showing his hand here. Like, for example, here, he's outnumbered 4-1 by the Allies. I don't know if I were him, I'd want to really be showing that. Now, granted, it is ×3 terrain, but even then, I do believe these Chinese guys have a bit of an advantage here. So if Wirraway wanted to attack here, he could probably do some damage to this guy. So I think I'd just lay low if I were him. So here in Burma, so we saw further destruction at Tangi, which we kind of expected that to happen. Whatever aircraft he could not evacuate are on the ground, and they're basically quite dead now. I don't think there's any left. Now, the airfield damage is at 99, which means there's absolutely no way to fly aircraft in or out of there anyway. And that should complete the more or less the whole Tangi air operation that we saw over the last week. The Japanese are out of aircraft here. We may see some more bombing here, but it's not. I don't think we're going to see many more aircraft destroyed on the ground. I'm sure DesertWolf knows this too, so he'll start shifting his bombing campaigns to other places where there's not going to be as much aerial opposition. So as far as the ground war is going on here, I don't really see any real change. I don't see a whole lot of movement. I don't really know what the plan is for DesertWolf. I know he wants Rangoon because that's very important to reestablishing the Burma Road. So we'll see if he starts making a move on Rangoon soon. I would think that he would want to, but I'm not seeing any movement in that direction. So we'll keep watching this, but I think you're going to see, since this is all more or less stalemated up here, I think you might start seeing Rangoon start getting more targeting by the Allies, because it's key to the Burma Road being open. And if you want to start getting supply flowing into China again, you're going to have to open this up. So we'll see what happens, but that's what I think should happen, if there's any way to do that. Taking a quick scroll around the map here. Oh, we'll stop and look at the Cocos Islands, right? It does appear... Where'd that damaged ship go? Oh, I think it actually sank then, huh? Yeah, it did sink. The ship that got hit here a few days ago, it probably sank. The base has some supplies, and they were brought in by this crazy submarine task force here. We got another one coming in with another 1,000 supplies. So, okay, I take it back. There's 2 allied submarine task forces moving supplies back and forth to Cocos Islands, and I don't understand what the emphasis is on this, unless he's just trying to keep this base from falling and opening up this area to be patrolled by Japanese aircraft. This seems like a lot of submarines to expand on this type of operation, but obviously DesertWolf has a keener insight as to why he wants to maintain that base. Over here we saw a Japanese ship hit. I don't think it sank. I didn't hear it sink. We don't see anything in the intel report, but it was loaded with troops, and I'm very curious as to what those were and where they were going. So it was the K-15 that did the damage, right? It's Commander Anderson here. Look at those stats, man. 79 naval skill, 69 aggression. This guy's the best of the best. But it looks like they're starting to run out of fuel or something here. And they're based out of Midway. Man, that's quite the journey, huh? I'm kind of curious as to why DesertWolf doesn't base this submarine out of like Darwin or something. That would make a little more sense to me, because that's so far to sail. If you're going to operate a sub in this area, why not just refuel it and rearm it at Darwin. But I don't know. Maybe DesertWolf watched this video and realized that like some of these subs that are based out of Midway could probably be based out of Darwin instead and save dozens of hexes of transition time. All right. Let's talk about this. And this is what's really got me chapped this turn. I'm not happy about this. So we had all these B24s, right? Oh, wait, maybe they came out of Aurora. Yep, okay, there. All these B24s came out of here, right? And they leveled Nauru, okay? Damage to the airfield. Does probably 24 aircraft destroyed on the ground. And honestly, I don't know what Wirraway could have done better here, other than maybe get those Nicks up in the air. I don't know why he didn't have them up, but I don't even know what good they would have done even if they were up in the air. It's just, my problem is this game really biases these Allied 4-engine bombers. They're just almost invincible, and I get it that they were difficult to shoot down for the Japanese in the war too, but this is a game and it has to have a chance of being competitive. And when you're flying the Japanese aircraft in 1942 here, and all you have are A6M0s and maybe a Nick and these little pea shooter Oscars, you have zero chance of defending against these bombers, and you're just kind of at their mercy. And you can't really put up a good defense if you can't stop them. He put up 75 aircraft in cap, and it was like they weren't even there. The bombers went in, they sliced through them, shot down a bunch of those on top of that, and bombed the heck out of the base. Like, if you can't defend it, then what do? You just give up? You give everything up and you run back to the mainland? I don't know. I don't like it. I think they need to be tweaked a bit. Honestly, like the Allied bombers need about a 10% reduction in durability, and the Japanese fighters need a 10% buff or a buff to their weapons. I don't know, something to make it more competitive. Now, I was just talking to DesertWolf about this on my Discord, and he said it gets better in 1943 when the Japanese get aircraft like the George and stuff. But, you know, I don't even know if they're going to be that much more effective even then. I would like to see something done in 1942 to give the Japanese a fighting chance of defending against these stupid bombers. It's just ridiculous. Like, watching these 4-engine bombers do what they do in this campaign makes me really hesitant to want to play a Japanese campaign when it's my turn, because if I know I have to deal with this, it's not even worth it. Like, it doesn't sound like a fun activity to me at all. All right, rant off. Okay, I thought this was interesting. Take a look at this. Complete reshuffling of DesertWolf's submarine patrol zones. He's definitely pushed them way out now. He's pushed them this far out, and that's telling me he's ready to start expanding into the Marshalls, and he wants to, and also to Nauru, and he wants to put up a little picket line to stop stuff coming through, or at least try to. So I think it's pretty cool. I'm watching how he does this because I kind of like it. It looks real symmetrical and pretty. I don't know if it's effective, but it sure looks nice. I like all the straight lines. OCD alert. So a couple things here. We see a lot of ships spotted. Some destroyers and light cruisers over here. Some sort of, I don't know, transport ships doing something in Kusai. Millie, Wirraway is really tempting fate here by leaving these ships in port so close to the Allied aircraft. I mean, geez, I would be very nervous about that. Malloy Laplap's got 30 bombers of some sort. We don't know what they're there for or what they're going to do. Starting to get some recon on Kwajalein. And we see he's got some, at least a heavy cruiser in port there. And some auxiliary aircraft. Those are probably float planes. And a bunch of ships in port too. So, one thing I want to show you is I did see this. We have a new task force loaded up with troops here. It's got construction units, aviation, these are CBs, a bunch of support units that are good for like building up bases. I'm not entirely sure where they're going. My guess is they may be heading up to Macon to start building up this base and get it repaired and ready for expansion. So we'll watch that. but we still don't know what's going on with this amphibious unit, which we've been watching for a while. It also has CBs and some more defensive type units. So again, I'm guessing these are going to head up to Macon to just build up this base and get ready for the next attack, which is either going to be at Nauru, but more than likely going to be at Millie, because it's a lot closer to Macon than Nauru is. And Nauru's got quite a bit of troops on it. And still some aircraft need to be reduced. Okay, so a couple last little things I want to take a look at is up here in the Aleutians. We haven't been watching it for a few turns because I didn't see anything happening, but now we do. We have this task force here moving to Amchatka, and it's got a lot of transport ships. My guess is that they're going to pick up troops from here and move them somewhere. I don't know where, but there's quite a bit of troops here, and I don't know where he's going to move them to, but that's what they're doing. We also have this significant sized transport squadron here. Well, let me rephrase that. A amphibious task force, and they're at Kiska Island. And again, they appear to be looking to pick up these troops, but where they're going to move them to, I don't have any clue. But there is some movement now in the Aleutian Islands. It looks like troops are going to get picked up and moved somewhere else. So I'll start watching this again just to see where they're going. And then the last thing I saw that was kind of interesting was, yes, these guys here. A lot of CBs and some Marines, assorted stuff here, moving to Christmas Island. And I haven't even looked at that island till now, but there's a substantial garrison here. We have 2 infantry regiments that are actually part of the Americal division. We have a couple engineers. There's a fair amount of troops here. So I'm a little curious as to why he's moving troops to Christmas, unless he's just shuttling them here and then he's going to pick them up or continue them moving into the Gilberts to be used in the Marshalls. I don't really know, but I'll be watching this base now that I know there's a lot of troops on there. And I'll be keeping an eye on that convoy, and we'll see if we can have some movement on that. And lastly, it does appear that... Let me see here. Oh, the Cassin made that's what I want to see. Yeah, the Cassin made it in finally. Remember, it was damaged like 3 turns ago near Nauru. It finally successfully returned to base, and now it can get repaired. So that's pretty cool. I think that's it. I've been talking for a while, what, almost 20 minutes, but there's enough to discuss here that it was worthwhile to do so. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm frustrated about the Nauru situation, but I guess that's just how it goes. But I wish something could be done to make it a little more competitive for the Japanese in 1942 to deal with these 4-inch bombers, because they're just crazy. Well, at least we had some action this turn, and I think the next few turns are going to be full of activity as well. So please stay tuned and keep watching, because things are really heating up down here in the Gilberts. I think we're going to see some activity in the Marshalls, and yeah, catch you in the next one.